Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I made this beat so like I can use it because
Why don't you cut us an intro?
Get on the ones and twos.
I don't know. I kind of left that life to go. I tell you, I started going to church twice a week now.
You never leave that life.
As
really?
you should.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Really?
I go to church twice a week now.
How about that?
I do need to because
I hope it's a black church.
I go to one black one and then I go to the Kingdom Hall.
Keep it balanced.
Yeah.
Tight. What's Kingdom Hall?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh.
That's the one I don't miss. I don't miss that one for anything.
Really?
Yeah. I'm strongly considering going back.
Really?
Yeah. And you can have a beard still.
Oh, well, then what's holding you back? I would have joined, but I thought I had to shave, so.
I can't
Now,
say
man.
on air what's holding me back because
He said bacon.
Are we recording?
well, no,
Bacon?
it's not Muslim.
Are there
no.
food restrictions for Jehovah's Witness?
There are no food restrictions.
sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I grew up that way.
Were you gonna get blood donations? Was that the thing?
Can't. No.
Oh, you
can't?
can't. You can't be
You can't, no.
resuscitated, right?
You can be resuscitated, but you just can't take blood for transfusions.
But can you
Is
give
that
blood?
just a hobby you can't give up?
Can you give blood?
No.
Damn, that's just
That's
yours, huh?
crazy.
Nobody else's.
No one else's.
Can you be an organ donor?
No.
Why is that?
It's something about like
Jehovah said.
in the Bible. It like
And everyone saw.
it like condemns ingestion of blood.
Ingestion. Well, that's a different word.
Not ingestion, but like eating blood, things like that.
That's still a different concept.
It was. I don't know.
It's
Something
like double ingestion
Hey,
when
Do you
you're
think
putting
when
it
you go to the
straight in your
hospital
arm.
and they're like, he's got a blood loss, and they just start pouring blood in your mouth?
It's like a beer bong. They just
No,
tilt it back.
I can't, I'm not the one to explain it very well because it's been years since I've had to explain it to someone. It's been over 10 years since I've had to like really get into
If
it.
you really want to know, you should go watch Nobody Wants This.
Good point.
What is?
Nobody
know
wants
what?
this.
Let's go ahead and
She's
intro
trying
the.
to segue.
She's doing a good job of segueing already. Look at that.
Thank you.
We'll intro the pod. Welcome to the Entertainment Panel. I am your host, Will. I have been off camera for weeks now. Haven't been on cam. I think the last time I was on cam was when I was with you guys.
Just your OnlyFans, right?
Sure.
Was that it? Oh, we're not telling people? Sorry.
Before you do anything, please hit the subscription button and like this video. Like it, love it, or hate it. Give us feedback and even throw us topics by commenting below. And as always, follow us at The Panel Network on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. We are now on Snapchat, which is awesome, and TikTok. This is your panel. This is your network. How you guys been?
Been great.
How's that baby doing, Joe?
Baby's doing good. Baby's doing good.
Baby Stevie?
No, not baby Stevie. We put her in a pumpkin today. You know, like the adorable thing that people do where they carve out a pumpkin, carve out leg holes, stick the baby in it.
So cute.
So
It
the
was
baby's
a-
wearing it like a diaper and just
Yeah.
running around. That's cool.
Not running around. She's 3 weeks old. Also, it was a disaster. She cried like blood curdling cries. She just screaming. I couldn't even get her legs to go through because she would just kept pulling her legs up and she wouldn't straighten them out. And obviously, I don't want to like.
Which is
snap her
wild
legs.
because you say she doesn't cry ever.
No, just when you put her in a pumpkin, I guess, and when you change her diaper. But
Welcome to the rest of your life.
she was screaming. I was like, all right, well, maybe next year when she's 1, then we'll do the whole pumpkin thing.
Every year.
Well, yeah, that's what my wife said. She's like, we could
When
just
you're
do this.
16.
She's like, we could do this every year and just get bigger and bigger pumpkins until.
And then the pumpkin's like at one point
one
just like,
pumpkin on one leg, the other on the other.
Exactly.
I like it.
Sure, she'll go for that when she's 14. She's gonna want to do the pumpkin photo again.
I said fucking through it.
By then, her friends will be into it. They'll be like, everyone get a pumpkin on their legs, you know?
Oh, see? Tradition. Hashtag tradition. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's talk about what we were just talking about.
You gonna introduce our new person?
Oh yeah, I'm such a dick. New person, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ariel.
You don't
Did we
say
do
your
last
name.
name? No, I think that
No,
I don't think
don't
we
do
Social
should.
full
media if you want to.
Yeah, right. My name is Ariel. I'm new here, and he is not a dick for not introducing me. It's like I've been here the whole time. So
Exactly.
I'm here for it, and I'm ready to get into these subjects. And you'll be seeing a lot of me, hopefully.
Awesome.
There we go.
Awesome. And then shout out to the people who are not here. Danielle, shout out. The Greg on screen, Cloth Greg, shout out. He missed us. He was out watching Gladiator 2. So
which we'll talk about a little bit. We'll preview, and then we'll talk about next week after I see it. Greg's seen it. I don't know if you guys are going to see it.
and then Kay will be joining us again
not next
after
week, but,
after New Year's.
Next episode.
Kay's going to come back after New Year's.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kay's my neighbor. She's really cool. She does TikTok stuff.
Me too.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get right into it. So what is Nobody Wants This? Let me look it up too while you're talking.
The best show ever with
Really?
the sexiest man to lead.
Really?
Do we have some fans of what was the show called back in the day?
One Tree Hill.
It's
Dawson's
older
Creek.
than that. It's older than that. It's like 90210 era.
Gunsmoke.
Oh, Adam
Bonanza.
Are you talking
MASH.
about Adam Brody?
Yes. What was that show he was on called?
The OC?
The OC.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Orange County, California.
I'm gonna keep your mic right there.
Sorry.
No, you're fine,
I'm a
you're fine.
fidgeter. Yeah, he is Jewish in that show, and he's also Jewish in the new show.
Is he Jewish in real life?
I have no clue, but he plays a great, sexy Jewish man.
He's like a sexy version of
That
you,
is my
Joe.
favorite kind of sexy man.
Doesn't he look,
Absolutely.
doesn't he look like Joe if Joe was sexy?
I don't know about that.
You're just so unsexy.
And then
Okay.
we have Kristen Bell. She plays the other lead, and she was in the one show with
The Good Place.
The Good Place, right? That's the one. Very talented together. They make fireworks. Very worth the watch.
Oh, she's so hot.
I am only one episode in, but the premise is that she falls in love with Adam Brody. Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Adam Brody. Who
Is this the Jewish man?
He's a cool rabbi.
Cool rabbi.
So they meet at a party, and the kind of the joke, the setup for the joke of the show is like that she's there and she's trying to meet someone, and they're like going over all the people at this party, and someone's like, "Oh, there's a rabbi here." So then she corners him, and she's like, "There's some rabbi here." He's like, "No way!" Like that's so weird. And then later they're at dinner, and then they reveal that he's the rabbi, and she's like, "What?"
And she's feeling him this whole time. And then she realizes, and she's a sex therapist podcaster or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't get that far yet. I know she does a podcast, but I don't remember.
It's like
they
a
talk?
sex talk podcast. She talks
Okay.
about the dates she goes on and the men that she hooks up
Oh,
with.
right. Yeah, because she says something very sexual, and he's got the podcast on, and like some of his students, I don't know what they are, come in, and he's like has to close the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's kind of like a yin yang type of
Forbidden
yin-yang?
love.
Yin yang.
I just
Forbidden
love the
love.
surprise rabbi angle. Like,
Yeah, it's so good.
I've never heard of that as a
And he has
plot
this
twist.
ex-girlfriend too, who's like kind of still in the picture because like his family loves her, but he's like, "You're boring. I don't want to be with you." And he's like, "This sex podcaster, she's so cool. She's hip." It's
Can he have sex as a rabbi?
I don't know.
She asked him
We'll
that in the
find
first-
out on season 2.
Well,
But-
she does ask him that in the first episode, and he says yes. We can
Oh.
have sex. So I'm guessing they're gonna do it at some point. I don't know. I'll have to tune in.
Listen to the sex podcast.
The show is very sexy.
Ooh,
We're gonna make sex with a rabbi.
dreidel.
I think you could finish it in
I made it out
one
of
day
clay.
if you really
I made
wanted
a lot of
to.
things.
But is it short? How many episodes?
Not sure.
It's not short, but like once you start, you're not gonna want to stop. Like, take out an evening for it. That's what
I would
say.
guess it's 10, probably. That seems to be.
Something like
Where do you
that.
find it?
Netflix.
Oh, bet. Because
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
All
It's,
over Netflix right now.
Yeah, 10 episodes. And they're 26 minutes, so yeah, it's short.
yeah, cool. Bet.
But that's been a very popular show right now. It's got like a 90-something, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's very
So
good.
it's very
Really?
well received.
I think they confirmed a season 2 already for it too.
I believe it. Just got a lot of hype.
So did you finish it yet, Joe?
The Menendez brothers?
No. Did you finish?
Oh, I thought we were segueing.
No.
No, I'm only one episode in.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're currently watching. Before
Yeah,
we get into
we just started last night.
I've been on a little bit of a Netflix tear. I've just been Netflixing a lot lately. I got through what's that? We mentioned it before. It's a show about a secretary, but the word starts with an M. Anyway,
Mad Men.
no,
Madam,
not Madam Secretary, but it's kind of like it. Well, I'll get back to it. But also, I just watched a movie called Raw Peace, which is a really good movie. It stars Jay Will. It's his first, I guess, lead. And I thought I saw him in other stuff, but it's just a case of like one black guy that looks like a lot of other black guys. But
That's funny because I was just going to ask if you're related to him because you are S. Will.
No.
He's J. Will.
no, but he looks a lot like me. And
Hey, you said it, not me.
he looks a lot like, no, I'm not even kidding. Like he looks like he has like my nose and facial structure. It's weird, but like a very thin version of me.
Wow, come on now.
I've seen this.
I know
man.
that guy.
I know, yeah.
I've seen him too, but oh no, you're thinking of a different guy. You're thinking of a guy who plays Wu-Tang show.
Are you trying to make me look bad right now?
No, I thought I seen him too, and so I had to back up and say, wait a minute, where have I seen that guy from? And
Was it in a mirror?
no?
Is his name Jay?
Yeah.
Okay.
J. Will. You're thinking of this guy on the left. I don't know. He was on the Wu-Tang show.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
you're
what
right,
you're thinking
actually.
of.
Damn it.
Yeah. But this guy.
I'm looking up J. Will to see if
Oh, look at that fucking hat.
he's been in
Such
anything
a
I've
weird
seen.
hat.
No, he has not. Well, I have seen Marvelous Miss Maisel, but only a few episodes. I don't think I
Ashton
would've-
Sanders is who you were thinking of. That's his
Could be.
name. But anyway, so that the movie is actually about a guy named Rob Peace, who went by Sean Peace, and it's just a real. I mean, it's based off a book called The Tragedy of Rob Peace, and I mean, you kind of go in knowing that he's going to die at the end, but it tells his story. It's kind of like
Spoiler.
It's basically like a cool version of Fruitvale Station.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah,
That's
so
a sad movie.
this movie is sad too. His dad gets incarcerated. He spends his entire life trying to get his dad out of incarceration. Dedicates his whole life to it, and then kind of just follows him through college and outside of college. So, great movie though.
Can I bring up another Netflix show too?
Absolutely. While I'm looking this one
While
up.
we're talking about men who are incarcerated, Outer Banks, the new season finale, one of the main characters was killed off because he wanted to leave the show. And
Damn.
his name is
Spoilers.
Rudy. Well, everyone who has social media knows that this what has happened because there's a lot of drama surrounding it. He's
Around
leaving,
the actor.
Yeah, because they were supposed to have one more season with him, and he surprised the entire cast and the crew by just being like, "Hey, I'm gonna leave," after his girlfriend who works on the set that he met on the set got fired because of the drama that they were causing all together. And it's very sad because now what people thought was going to happen can't happen anymore. So it's going to be a surprise seeing where that goes. But
What show is that?
Outer Banks,
Ah,
the season just came out. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
I've never seen it. It's on my list, but I've never seen the show.
Very good. Very good.
okay. A little
That
drama.
actually reminds me, I wasn't going to bring the show up, but Yellowstone. I don't know if any of you guys watch Yellowstone. So I've only seen, because I don't have Showtime, or what's it on? Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I don't have Paramount Plus, so I'm having to watch it on illegal stream websites. So I'm only able to watch it like in chunks on my phone. But anyway, so I'm only halfway through the pilot of the new, not the pilot, but the first episode of the new season. And Kevin Costner left the show, so they kill off his character. But it's like, you could tell they didn't plan on it, like him leaving, because all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's dead, like off-screen death.
It was
Death.
forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no other choice because he left the show, and it's been like 2.5 years since the last season. But so all of a sudden the episode starts, they're like, no, and they don't show anybody, but they're like, he's dead now. And it's like, okay, because I was wondering how they're going to handle him leaving the show,
That's funny.
but I guess that's how.
I found those other shows I was talking about. The Diplomat is the show that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That is a very, very great show. So they've only had like half. Okay, cool. They've only had like half of the second season air, and so I finished that, and then I also finished. That's a really great show about basically a diplomat that operating outside of the United States, and it's starring Kate Weiler. Oh no, it follows Kate Weiler, but it's starring what's her name? Oh, Kerry Russell.
Oh, yeah.
She's so amazing. She is so amazing.
She's so good looking, and she's like 60?
It's insane.
She's got to be late 50s, probably, right?
Her and the lady who's in Madam Secretary. They're
Oh,
both.
such a good show.
Oh God. And then also the Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, actually, Carrie Russell's 48. She's not as old as I thought. For some reason, I thought she was like a 90s actress.
Yeah, that's the lady who's in Madam Secretary. She was in the 90s. Let me find her.
Yeah, Carrie Russell's actually. I mean, she still looks good for 48, but I thought she was like 58.
You're thinking of Tia Leone.
I don't know. Natasha Leone?
I'll show you. But anyway, let's pull this up. You're thinking of her.
Maybe. How old is she?
58.
Old
Wow.
enough.
Yeah.
All right, Kanye.
I fucking like it. But yeah, that I finished that, and then Lincoln Lawyer is a show that I watched the first and second season, and I kind of liked it. And like the more I watch of it, the more I'm like,
Have you seen the movie?
no,
Really?
I've just seen the show, but I understand the premise of the movie by watching the show, because the show does a really good job of like telling the story. But it's just it just kind of got corny, I guess.
Like it shouldn't be 2 seasons, like it should have been a 1 season thing?
Yeah, they could have wrapped that shit up in one season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, how do you stretch a movie out into be multiple seasons?
They just create. I mean, it wasn't bad to add to. I mean, like the story was. It was a story to follow. I mean, he's not a one trick. Like he's a lawyer, so there could be more cases.
Oh, so it's not like a remake of the show? Because someone had told me that the show was a remake of the movie, and I was like, how do you stretch out
It's an
a
adaptation.
2-hour movie into a 10-hour?
It's an adaptation of the movie. It doesn't really go into his past, and then like every season they go into a different part of his past and tell a different story.
Okay, so it's so it does expound upon his story. Okay.
Like you don't even see, like his dad is a big part of his life, but you don't even see his dad until like season 3, which is wild.
There's that many seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got through all of it. I should have been watching anime. The anime shows, those guys are gonna kick my ass because we had 3 weeks off and I still haven't watched. I'm like still halfway through the season of JJK. So
I've been watching Hunter x Hunter for like 4 years now. So
yeah, I have to be in that mode to watch anime. I have to be in the mood for it. I can't just like turn it on and just like, oh okay. I get really irritated.
You gotta be high first.
I gotta be high.
Unlike Korean dramas for me, I could watch all of that in like one setting.
Yeah, yeah.
But anime, that's where I draw the line.
Have you seen Parasite?
Not Parasite, but I did watch there was this one called like 9 Lives on Netflix that dropped last year, and I sat down and watched all of that in one go, but it wrecked me emotionally. I couldn't watch another thing for like months because of it.
You gotta see Parasite. It won Best Picture. Like at the Oscars. Like it's an awesome movie. I think it's Korean. I'm pretty sure it is.
It's anime?
No.
Korean drama.
No, it's an act. You haven't seen Parasite?
I remember you told me about it and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, won Best Picture probably like 3 years ago. But it's dubbed, or you can watch in subtitles.
I'm sold.
But it is so good. I think about that movie often. And that's a really good Korean movie. I've seen Train to Busan. Busan.
Yep.
That's a good Korean movie. Have you seen The Platform on Netflix?
Oh, absolutely. The new one, the second one?
I haven't seen the new one yet. Have either of you seen Platform on? So I think it's Korean, right? It's definitely Asian. I don't know if it's Korean necessarily. I mean, Korea does so many movies that I assume.
Is it not dubbed? I think it's dubbed.
No, it is dubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a foreign film. I just can't remember if it was Korea. But
I'm
Korea
not
does
sure.
so many good movies that I assume it is. Dude, it's a wild concept. The Platform. It's about like a prison that
people voluntarily sign up for, by the way.
right
Is this called Squid Games?
No, but
No.
it's a similar concept to Squid Games in the fact that it's people who are looking to make a buck. They want to make some money. They're like, okay, participate in this experiment. You get put into like there's like 100 levels. I don't know how many levels it is. And there's a platform that starts at the top and comes all the way down. And there's food in the middle of it. So the top floor gets to pick and eat whatever they want. And after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can't remember how many minutes it is, the platform goes down to level 2. And they get to eat whatever they want. And then it goes down to level 3. So you see how society is as far as like, are you going to be selfish and take all the food for yourself? Or are you going to allow the people below you to actually have a chance to get food? Every morning you wake up and you get randomly assigned to a new floor. So then you have the power to decide if you're going to be shitty to the person below you. And
Do you have any way to keep track of who the other people are?
So
you can look up and see them. Like you can interact with them, but you can't get to them because it's like a 15-foot like gap between you and the floor above you. But you can look up through the hole through the shaft and see everybody else.
Well, the thing
Not
is,
see them, but you
people
know what I
can
mean.
ride the platform down too if they wanted, and nobody knows how many levels there are. And when you sign your contract, the contract is for a certain amount of days. You agree to be in there 3 months, 3 years. People sign different contracts, but the closer people get to the end of their get out date, the lower the levels they're assigned. So if you don't get food for months on end because the people above you are eating all the food, a lot of people die off inside of this experiment, and that's like where they get you. And then we get to.
Well,
I'm not going to spoil.
How many
but-
Korean shows are about games where people die in mass amounts?
Oh, so many, but that's because that's what's good. People like that right now.
Well, this one sounds good. And if there were like 3 or...
Oh shit!
Is that the air conditioning? Oh, what are you doing, dude? It's like 30 degrees out.
I know.
It's literally snowing.
not the air conditioning; it's the heat.
Well, then why are we turning it off?
Well, because
It's loud.
Oh, okay, I guess. I was going to say I'm cold. I was like, sweet. Let's get some heat in here.
Well, Platform 2 is
I haven't seen it yet.
a follow-up of Platform 1. It's the same game.
Concept, yeah.
Same concept, but they have
the second
developed
floor down.
It's after Platform 1. So they develop it and more rules are put in place by the people there. And so it's really worth the watch. I didn't like the ending personally, but that's...
So is this on Netflix?
Yeah, they both are.
I added them both to my list right now.
Yeah, it's my wife didn't. She started watching the first one with me, and then she stopped because of all the violence, because it gets gross and violent. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the second
You
one.
should watch it after participating in some recreational activity. Platform 2 for sure. It gets really freaky. So I would say definitely watch it when you're not in the right mindset because that makes it better.
Okay, okay.
That's what I would recommend.
I'm down. So you finished the Menendez brothers
Yes,
movie.
I did, and I know we've talked
Did you
about it. On the,
also watch the documentary?
yes,
Okay,
we also
cool.
watched a documentary too, and I know we've talked about it a couple times in the podcast. So I'm not gonna go over the whole story, but I just like remember when we were talking about it, and I'm like, I can't believe the shit that their parents did.
Yeah.
and I was like, this is wild.
Yeah.
and then they kind of get into the fact that it was possibly all made up, and I was like, that is crazy. Like these kids, because they're literally kids. One of them's 18, one of them's 21. Like they did an if it was all made up, they are incredible actors. I know it's a TV show, so we're watching actual actors. But then when I watch the actual documentary and they have courtroom footage and they are actually crying and they do look so believable, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are.
Do you think that stuff happened to them?
I think it had to have because
Yeah.
it seems so real.
It was so emotionally charged.
It was like I can't imagine an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old with absolutely no acting classes, no aspirations. Their parents weren't actors, whatever. They're just dumb jocks, and they were able to just cry like this and make up these incredibly elaborate stories and blah blah for it all to be made up. I mean, maybe it was embellished. I'm sure it was, but man, I don't know.
That's the thing about good liars, though. Every lie has a little truth to it. So if you channel that, like you could really lie about anything. I feel.
But for both of them, and like I know you haven't seen it yet, but like the both of them to have their stories straight, and then they call in witnesses who corroborate these stories. Like they had multiple people brought into the courtroom, and they're like, "Yeah, there was abuse going on," and it's like all these people agreed to lie under oath, and they all. I don't know. It's just I think something happened.
They could have had like the witnesses. They could have had a decent story that was actually true and had some continuity through all of it, but it might not, because I don't know the actual case, like what they were alleging happened, but it might not have been as intense, and then just the two of them are like, oh hey, let's really crank this up to 11,
Right.
and then you see from the outside these other events happening, and then in your mind, like everyone knows witnesses change their stories, that they're like, oh yeah, well, I saw a couple of things, and then when you look through that lens of all the other weird stuff, you automatically ascribe all that like, oh yeah, I know something bad was happening.
I was thinking that too, but then they had eventually they had family members corroborate the story.
But like Greg was saying, but they're corroborating like things that were like, oh yeah, I do remember the dad like being super aggressive with them
No,
and like hitting them.
There was a cousin who, there were two different things that happened. It was one cousin who testified that they remember a conversation with the younger one saying, "Yeah, he asked me if it's normal if his dad touches him."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No." Yeah, and then he remembers that from, having that conversation when they were like 8 or 12 or something like that. And then it was another one who remembered a letter who did get a letter from one of them before all of this happened, and it kind of detailed some of the things that were going on. So there were like two cousins that were like, yeah, this was a real thing.
But in the dramatized version of it,
Yeah.
not the documentary, but the dramatized one, they showed a scene where he meets up with that cousin and says, "Hey, are you willing to do me a favor?" And then the scene ends. So they make it seem like he was going to set them up for that because this was before they got arrested.
Yeah,
he went and met up with the cousins and like told them stuff, but they didn't show on camera what was told.
Well, and if you are devious enough, have the deviousness enough to pull this off, you're going to see this a year, 2 years, 3 years into the future, even if you are 14 or 15, and you're going to go, I have to start laying the groundwork for this to look plausibly real. And so, hey, cousin, you remember 8 years ago when I told you this story? And like that would be an aside that you would never consider. But then 2 years later, you can reference that conversation and they go, oh, yeah, we talked about that just a few. Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
And now to you, it's a real memory. And you're not lying on the stand. You're just, so if somebody's willing to kill their parents, faking a couple lies a couple years earlier to plan the whole thing and get witnesses and emotion, it's not unplausible.
There's plenty of people who go through this in real life that don't murder their parents, And I know that like they were brothers and they probably colluded with each other and talked about it and they felt this was like the only solution, which they're kids. Kids are dramatic. They jump to conclusions, but like for all that to have been going on and all they have are a few conversations to reference back to, and then they're writing on those conversations that they had to like hold up in court, it's kind of hard because
it's pretty weak.
Yeah.
Weak like counter evidence.
Right.
And one of the brothers
fiddling with your microphone, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just trying to get it right for every time when you turn. I want it to turn with you, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't we'll figure it out.
One of the brothers, the older one, Lyle, he seemed like the more conniving one. And there was actually, when the murders first happened, he was and again, these are 18 and 21-year-old kids. And he was smart enough.
21 is joining the army 3 years ago.
Well, but I mean, like, to have the foresight to, after they murdered their parents, he's like, hey, we got to go to the movie theater right now. And the younger brother's like, why? Why would, he's like, we got to go. So they go and they try to buy tickets for an earlier movie that would then have a ticket stub that would then prove that they were, like, he thought about all that stuff. So
Yeah.
him possibly planting seeds for a couple of years with other family members, I would believe that, because he even thought in like literally moments after shotgunning their parents to death, he's like, we're going to the movies.
We needed a trail for the evidence to
I'm like,
prove our
God,
innocence.
This kid's smart. So I believe that they would have, like, be smart enough to cover it up, but the acting, that's what, like, the courtroom stuff where they're sobbing and I'm like, God, this is so convincing. I don't know.
Well, I'm
when you're
sure.
thinking about a role, like you're auditioning for something, it's like the role I'm auditioning for is I killed my parents and I will go to jail for a zillion years if I don't pull this off.
But they're not actors. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
it
they're
was
not-
Yeah, but that's the role.
it's so good.
It's like, do I want to go to prison until I'm 1,000 years old? Or do I want to really cry in that courtroom?
Right. I feel like when two brothers commit something, I didn't watch the documentary, but did one ever try to put blame on the other one, or were they kind of consistent together the
They're
whole time?
consistent.
No,
Yeah,
they
they're
were
pretty
they
good.
were in
If
lockstep.
one of them breaks, the whole thing's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in lockstep with each other.
Yeah.
So that's hard. Like when they're in lockstep the whole time, it's hard. But usually, like, I mean, from what I've seen on TV, like targeting the younger one who's more susceptible to breaking versus the older one who probably wouldn't.
And I think the lawyer was actually pushing for that because the younger brother
Defense of the
actually,
prosecutor.
the defense was pushing to try to, because each one of them had their own defense. They weren't being tried together. And so the defense for the younger brother brought up the fact that the older brother actually then abused the younger brother. So the dad abused the older brother, and then the older brother abused the younger brother, and then the younger brother got sexually abused till he was like 17 or 18.
Stockholm syndrome?
Like he passed it down to his brother, and then his brother got the brunt of it. So his defense tried to say, well, your brother was the one who abused you. So they were trying to like figure out if they could maybe turn it on like him, but the brother shut it down. He's like, no. And they just went through it together.
Man.
So
I gotta speak out. Murdering people is just wrong.
not great. Not a great look.
Murdering your parents, even worse. Nobody else was going to say it, so I just wanted to have
I'm glad you had the
forward.
courage.
Murder is not the answer. I know you feel like your life is ending because that boy won't text you back, but I'm telling
Shotgunning
you.
people.
You can't shotgun him in the face while he's eating ice cream. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Just got to be a normal person and just, hire someone else to do it. What is Buy Now?
So I'm the only one who's seen it so far, so I'll just really recap it real quick. It just came out on Netflix, I think a few days ago maybe. But it's just about consumerism, and obviously with Black Friday coming around, and they talk with these employees from Amazon, they talk with employees from these other companies who just talk about like the ridiculous amount of marketing that they do during like Black Friday, during Christmas, the amount of waste with all the stuff that they do, how like all these companies who make high-end fashion stuff, when it's like out of season or whatever, they have to all cut it up and then they throw it away. So just the amount of waste that goes on in this country with plastics and with things like that we don't just like give to, like one of the people, I think she worked for Old Navy or maybe it was Dove. I don't remember, but she was an employee for them, and they told them that when like, instead of throwing the stuff away, that they had to, it was Dove, because they had to squeeze out all the shampoo and conditioner and all that stuff. And
Sure,
they're
was
like,
in Bath and Body.
Maybe it was. I don't remember. It was one of those companies though, and they were like, because they're homeless people that were coming in the dumpsters and taking the shampoo and conditioner and bathing themselves. And they told the employees, they're like, we don't want to be associated with homeless people. We don't want to be the hair care product for homeless people. So you need to physically empty out every bottle. And it's just like shit like that it's like that could have helped so many people, but they don't. It's all about protecting the brand. And this one woman who works for Amazon for a long time, she was there for like 20 something years. She talked about how on Amazon's page, they get so much traffic that they can change the color of one text, or they can move like, or similarly bought items. They can move that thing on the website from this side to this side, from this side to this side. And they get so much traffic that they can get so much data within like an hour of making a change. And they can see if it was worth it to make that change. Going from like blue text to green text. She said they would have 9 different pages out at once with different color text, and they would get thousands of purchases off of that, and they would know, okay, blue did the best, so blue's the winner. Like most places have to do research
A/B
like that
testing
forever, or like for months to get like enough information to find out what. But Amazon has so much traffic,
Amazon put boxes and boxes.
so much traffic that they're able to make tiny decisions like that, and just by moving a text or changing the font, they're able to see, okay, this one works better. We have now optimized this to be the best color that's going to get us the most money. This picture needs to be here. She said, like, it's incredible how every little detail on Amazon's website is fine-tuned to exactly what will optimize the most amount of money from people.
That's crazy.
It's wild. It's interesting. It's just like an hour and a half long documentary, but
Buy now, go watch it.
by now it's pretty interesting.
Nice. Have you guys ever seen as much lead up to a movie as Gladiator 2?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I felt it just, I maybe
Yes.
you have, but for me, it just felt like I've heard so much about, like, I feel like it's being almost forced on us.
I don't know that I've seen the trailer.
I've seen more shit outside of the trailer than I've seen with the actual
I don't even know
movie.
who's in it besides
Isn't Denzel Washington?
Denzel. He's the only one I know who's in it, because
Well,
I think
it's
I've
just
seen a
been so
picture
much-
of him like that. And I think that's it.
It's been so much shit. Okay, so if like a couple weeks ago, Denzel Washington says that he's going to retire, so that was a thing. Then he said he kissed a guy on the lips, that was a thing. Then he said he was an alcoholic and he was and he used to shoot up drugs but wasn't strung out, that was a thing. And
Does he just need like a dog?
man, he's been everywhere lately.
Is he married?
Yes, married with kids, and his sons are very
I knew
talented
he.
too.
Yeah. John. Mm-hmm. John Washington.
Yep. Very talented. And then there's a lot of stuff with not Pascal Siakam,
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Is he in the movie?
He's in the movie too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just been so much stuff, just like so much stuff. I feel like it's being forced on us in the
Guy,
movie.
you don't think Barbenheimer from last year was a bigger?
Oppenheimer?
No, Barbenheimer, specifically the Barbie movie and
combination of the
Oppenheimer.
two.
I don't know.
Like,
but
that was way bigger marketing.
It seemed different because they pinned them against each other.
No.
And Barbie had like a cult following because they came out on the same day.
Yeah,
I feel like if anything else, Deadpool 2 was more hyped because it was
Yeah.
the following of Barbie and Oppenheimer.
But Barbenheimer was supposed. It wasn't. They weren't competing against each other. I mean, technically yes, because they came out the same day. But they were partnering up on their campaigns to like
The target
go see both.
demographic of those two things could not be farther.
No, but they
away.
were
it
selling
worked.
a lot of theaters were selling where you buy it for both. Like you see them back to back in the same theater. Like you buy a ticket to see both movies.
Yeah.
Like they were marketing it together. Dee and I went and saw it at the drive-in, and it was both movies back to back for like 3 weeks straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess you could say that. It just seems like, and the thing is like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a very good movie. Like I wanna see it when it comes out on DVD or whatever.
I feel like I've seen the trailer
What
so
decade
much.
is this? What do you mean you're going to see it on DVD?
When it comes out on when it comes out
when
on,
Blockbuster brings it around.
yeah, whenever it comes out on Netflix or whatever, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like if
theaters.
I'm gonna go to the movies, it's not gonna be a watch Gladiator. I feel like I've seen enough trailers of it to be like, I can wait. Like I'm good. Like I don't know if I want to go watch it, but
I just don't like theaters at all. I hate theaters.
yeah, unless they got the lay down seats and you bring your own blanket, you know what I mean? Like,
Portage. That's where we go. That's where
Yeah.
I'm going Tuesday to see this one. Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
Imagine
it's cold
Theater.
in there though. Like you have to have a blanket in there.
But you can bring a blanket. You can get the
Yeah.
cuddle chair.
Oh yeah, the cuddle chair is a really good deal.
See?
Yep. I recently found out that they have members at the AMC specifically where if you have bought a certain amount of movies throughout the year, like if you've seen every movie that's come out, not everyone, but like close to it, they give you like $2.50 popcorn refills for free. Basically, you just go get a refill, plug in your number, you get $2.50 popcorn, and you get invited to premiere events. It's crazy.
Have you ever been to Imagine Theaters in Portage?
Is that like the same thing as AMC or no?
That's the big one.
It's-
The big
it's-
new one. The big one by the high school.
Probably not. I haven't been to the movies in a while.
It's free popcorn on Tuesdays.
Really?
Yeah. You don't have to be a member. I mean, you have to
Crazy
sign up for their club, but
times.
the club is free.
Crazy
So
times.
it's my wife and I go on Tuesdays. It's $5 no matter
Okay.
what time of day, and then you get free popcorn. So for $10 we see the movie and we get free
Is
popcorn
it during the day or can you go at night?
anytime.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That place, so I used to only go to AMC because there's an AMC in Maryville, and that's the one I used to go to, or Cherville. My whole life, I only went to those two. And AMCs are just they're getting the ones in the cities are in like Chicago's nice, but the ones around here are just kind of run down and they're sticky and they're gross
Smells.
and they smell and the seats are kind of falling apart. So I went years without seeing a movie in theaters, unless it was like Star Wars, Harry Potter, only like the very biggest I would see. But other than that, I'm like, I don't want to go to the movie theater. And then my wife and I started going last year a couple times, a little bit more often. And then our buddy Cam was like, you got to go to Imagine Theater in Portage. And I'm like, I'm not driving out to Portage for a movie theater. Who gives a shit? He's like, just try it. I'm like, all right, fine. So he's like, go on a Tuesday, $5, free popcorn. I'm like, all right, I'm a sucker for a deal. I'll try it. It is so nice. That theater is so nice. They
It
have
is pristine.
it's so clean. They have like a full alcohol bar. They have like a piano that's playing at all times. Like it looks really elegant in there. All the seats are heated and cooled and recline. Like you're in a big leather recliner. They have those cuddle chairs where they're too wide. There's so much space like in between all the rows. There's nobody, there's no view in front of you because the people in front of you are like 3 feet below you. Like,
I remember it
it's
from like
awesome.
back in the day though. Like I'm talking like Twilight premiere. They had the starry ceiling. I remember those days with like the old seats though, but I don't think I've been there recently.
No, I think it's either a whole new company or they literally gutted it and redid the whole thing because the whole thing looks brand new on the inside.
We got to do a group movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go on a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday. $5.
Entertainment panel
Yeah.
movie night.
Let's fucking do it. What's up with Wicked? Tell me the background story on Wicked.
You never seen the musical?
I have not.
I haven't. Is it a Disney movie?
I don't think it is.
It's not a Disney movie. So you know The Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
And how they go to Oz to meet the Great Wizard, and Glinda comes down in the bubble, right? It's about Glinda's story and the Wicked
is?
Witch of the West, right? They
I didn't know it was related.
They used to be best friends back in the day. So the entire musical is about the two of them and how they got to know each other and how they got the reputation that they have. And so Wicked is the name of the musical, and for all the musical people out there, it's huge on Broadway, and it became this starring role. Ariana Grande plays Glenda, and I forget the actress's name that plays the Wicked Witch of the West, but there's a lot of drama surrounding her right now with all the tours coming out. I don't know if you've seen. Oh, well, hold on. Let me finish the plot. Basically,
Erivo?
Yes. With the plot, basically, it's about them in college getting to know each other. The Wicked Witch of the West is like unpopular, whereas Glenda is popular. And even though she's popular, they grow this combining like friendship between the two of them. And I'm not sure what happens in the movie or what the conflict that happens, but they're like, we can face it together. It's kind of a friendship movie is what the take of it I'm getting is. There's a lot of LGBTQ representation happening in the movie, which I've heard about, which love that for the movie. And the drama surrounding the Wicked Witch of the West right now is the actress. So the Wicked poster, the Wicked Witch of the West has the hat slanted over her eyes, and Glenda is facing this way with her hand like this, telling a secret. And so Ariana's like this, and the other actress is facing forward. And someone edited their poster where the actress is looking straight into the camera, and you can see her eyes, and it kind of is like a dead stare. They edited out her eyes and put the hat over her eyes, and she said, "You're trying to erase me from this film." The actress is so upset. She's saying, the fans are trying to erase me. I am a person. I am me. I worked hard to get
Why
here.
did she feel that way?
It came out of the blue. Like, everyone was hyped. They love that these two people are filming together, and they've been getting all this hype and talking about how emotional it is. It's been filming for 3 years now. And she's like, I deserved that spot on that poster, and by putting the hat, editing the hat over my eyes, you're taking me away. But they were just trying to match the Wicked poster that's been out since the Wicked was made. And so there was a lot of hate coming her way right now because of it. And Ariana and her became best friends during the filming of this. But now Ariana is like kind of stepping back a little bit and is like, yeah, that's not cool. And it's kind of weird to see, because if you guys are really best friends, why are you acting like this all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And also, I feel like it was a little bit of a dramatic response to an edit.
Yeah, because I thought that's what the original poster looked like with the over the eyes.
Mm-hmm. And the new poster is just a dead stare. And a lot of people were talking about how it's kind of awkward how she's staring at the camera. Like it leaves something for wanting. And that was a conversation being had online already. So I'm assuming that she was kind of self-conscious about it because of this conversation being had. And then someone just went and edited her eyes out. And she's like, I am me, you can't erase me. And just took like a whole political view of it. And
yeah, be careful with that, because then you turn into the angry black woman, and then
right, and you don't want that, because she worked so hard in this film.
Yeah, and then they say you're hard to deal with, and
Yeah, so I see what you're talking about. I see her post. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but yeah, then she says, I am a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that's deeply hurtful. That's bizarre.
Sounds like somebody being
And it was
butthurt to
literally,
me.
and I think it was on Reddit where the poster was the edit was posted. So it just went around because everyone's like, oh my gosh, she edited like the actual poster. And then when the actress saw it, she freaked out. And
So it sounds like she is being really hard to work with.
But it just like having the shadow over her eyes just makes it look more mysterious,
Right.
which is probably what they're going for.
exactly. And it's like, because that's like the vibe of the poster. And I don't know. She hasn't come out with a statement since.
Like Ariana Grande, you can't even tell that it's her.
Right.
Like this was the original poster. You can't even tell it's Ariana. Shouldn't she be the one who, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't she be the
Right.
one who feels like they're hiding her? Because I don't know. That's stupid.
Right, and then show them the edit so they can see what we're talking
So
about.
this is the original.
Yeah, no, I was showing them to him right over here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If anybody, Ariana's the one where you can't even see her face.
Right. No, and then they changed the color of the lipstick to match. So
Well, and then this is Ariana's dream role.
and
She's been
it's
talking
like
about this since she first got popular.
Again, you know how big of a Wicked fan I am. I just OG since the first.
Right.
But
if the whole thing is like it's about these two characters,
then let it
and
be
you're
about the
showing
characters.
both two characters, then shut the fuck up. And somebody made an internet picture like this. You're deleted as a person. We hate you. And no,
Well,
it's just like
Ariana-
somebody made something.
Wait, this
online.
was a fan made the thing covering her eyes?
Yes,
Oh,
a
I thought this was
fan.
the official marketing.
no, it
That's
looks
even
like
dumber.
That's
Yes.
why I'm
Oh
saying
my
this
God.
person is just being hard to work with. Like, stop blowing this shit up all about you. Like,
I thought you're saying the official marketing campaign was like, oh, it would be better if her eyes were covered and like because it would make it seem like I thought this was somebody who had done research and
this
studied
isn't
it.
like the producer.
This is just some
fan
person in
edit.
their basement who made this and
From
she responded
Johnny
to it.
John.
Yes, because it got
69.
around. People were like, "Oh my gosh, look at this poster this fan edited."
yeah, but the poster was it was to mimic the original, you know.
Why is
Right.
she
Musical.
responding to somebody?
at all.
I can
at all.
understand why you would be upset if that wasn't how it was on the poster. You know, if
Right.
someone's just trying to erase your face
No,
because
they-
they don't like your eyes, right?
They literally made it like the original poster.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it was. But it's because there was a conversation before
Like, there should be no
about
public
how her
comment
eyes
about
look
this
dead.
at all.
Yeah, why would you feel the need to respond to a picture, a fan art picture?
So glad you guys are making your own art. By the way, it airs starting November. Blah, blah, blah.
And
Good
Ariana
God.
Grande, like this movie is about to drop, or it did drop today. I think.
I think today, yeah.
Yeah, it just dropped,
The
and all
marketing
of this
team must be
happened.
like, what the fuck?
They have been
We were so
going.
You know
close.
how many millions of dollars are at stake right now?
They have
We're
been
so
touring
close.
for months now, doing all of these like shows, talking about how they're best friends, they're so close, they work so hard on this movie, they love their fans, and they cry in every interview. Every interview, they've been crying in
And
it.
they've only been filming it for 3 years, right?
Yes, 3 years.
Only.
3 short years.
Well, and then all of a sudden, right before it's about to drop, she makes this big response on social media and pulls probably lots of people away from wanting to watch a show because of such a negative response to a fan.
Yeah, she's,
Guess who
she
ain't
fucked her
showing up
career.
in Wicked 3?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people who probably don't want to work with her now. They're like, oh my god, this is the
If
type
you're
of
gonna
shit.
if you're gonna blow a 3-year project on somebody
Fan
on
art?
the internet made a drawing.
It's giving it ends with us.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, we shall move into entertainment news, actually, since we're talking about premieres. Just a quick, did you guys see what happened to Jay Leno?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show you a picture, and that's really all you need to know.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is like a 74-year-old man.
I think he's older than that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got an eye patch on.
No,
in
you're
the
exactly
picture,
right. He's 74.
and he's got all these bruises on his face.
Yeah.
So his story is he fell down a hill. And,
Eye socket first.
right. And he
60-foot hill. He
Was
rolled
he
down a
fetching a pail of
60-foot hill.
water?
he said he rolled down a 60-foot hill.
And used his one eyebrow to break his fall.
And his excuse is like, I looked down and it didn't look that tall, and then I fell.
And so I kept looking at it and used my eyes to break my fall.
Right. So he's got a black eye. His whole entire face is blacked, and then he's got a broken wrist, and he lost a fingernail.
That makes me want to cry, actually. I love old people.
Are you familiar with the mob?
With the mob?
Wait, what? People
you-
are thinking that the mob beat him up?
Him and Bruno Mars are notorious for owing the mob.
What? Like, he's old, man. He
Well,
probably,
it's not
he
just
probably
that.
actually fell.
There's dozens of these.
Yeah.
Oh
There you
my
go.
gosh. Poor man. He's a poor man.
No, this is like, look up, I think it was Mitch McConnell.
He got thrown down the hill too?
Well, eyebrows first. That's what my grandpappy always
Oh yeah,
taught
I
me.
remember Mitch McConnell's face was fucked up.
No, when was the last time you had a black eye? Like,
Yeah.
not, okay, I'll ask 2 of the 3 people on camera. But no, seriously, when was the last time you had a black eye? Like,
Never.
okay.
It's usually just like in this area. His whole face was fucked.
But he's also old. That happens. Like when when an old person bruises.
Yeah, but if you fall down that far, it's gonna be different things that get hurt.
You said he broke his wrist. He lost a fingernail.
Also, old
You think they
people
ripped
have
his fingernail off?
really bad coordination, you know? Like, I believe that he thought it was a small fall and then he tripped and fell. Like, I believe that.
He also got set on fire last year.
I do remember that actually.
Less coincidental, right?
Tell me you owe the mob money without telling me you owe the mob money.
You know, he has so much money.
Hey, search that phrase.
Black Eye Club. Let's see.
Oh, man, what is...
Viewers, search Black Eye Club.
Make sure it's appropriate for
I was going to say, probably shouldn't have done the...
Oh, wow.
All right.
There's a lot of black eyes out there.
Read
Yeah,
some
I'm
of those
looking
names.
at that too. Kanye West, Ben Affleck, Stephen Colbert, Prince
George
Philip.
Bush, Jim Carrey.
Yes. Sir Richard Branson, Ryan Gosling, Madonna. Listen, man. And then it's a picture of a bunch of them, and the person's asking, who is punching them? It's the mob.
Is it the mob?
It's the mob.
Punching-
It's got to be the mob.
Or is it the
Punching
Illuminati?
George Bush, the president of the United States.
Listen, there's gotta...
Throwing
there's-
shoes at him on stage.
There's
It's
got to
the
be
mob.
something deeper. I don't think it's the mob, but I definitely believe there's
The
some
mob is
secret
something
Hollywood
deeper.
club.
The mob is something deeper.
The Secret Service went, oh boy, it's Mr. Mafia here. Excuse me.
The mob has killed presidents.
Presidents have killed the leaders of the mobs. I don't know. I feel like there's a deeper...
Where's Jimmy Hoffa?
Where?
Where is he?
He's probably in a fucking
It's
highway.
the bottom of a 60-foot hill.
It's the bottom of the ocean with the aliens.
Oh my God.
Didn't use his eyebrows to break his fall.
Nope.
Jeez. You fall 60 feet. Do you know how far 60 feet is to fall down?
Yeah. I feel like whatever happens, hopefully he heals well. You know, he's really old. He shouldn't be
Hey,
getting
look,
beat up like that.
Get well soon, Jay Leno.
Just like, I mean, it's like just break his finger, you know? Like you ain't got to do the whole face
Hey,
thing.
Jay Leno,
He has 47,000 cars. They could just take one of his cars.
Yeah. Like,
pay them niggas back.
That's why I don't think it's the mob. I'm
Maybe
like,
he
Yeah,
didn't think
he
Beyonce.
genuinely probably has $50 million worth of cars.
Oh,
20 to 50 probably.
yeah.
You never know what
Probably.
people got in their pocket and what's going on. You never really know.
but I'm saying if you're the mob and he owes you money, you just steal one garage.
When do you know the mob to not send a message? That was
To a
probably like
74-year-old?
They probably talked some shit. They probably took some shit and still roughed him up. It's a different mob, man. It's nuts out here.
he
It's
didn't.
not your daddy's mob.
It's not your daddy's mob.
He didn't thank Beyonce. Let's be real. Let's really have.
Spirit Airlines is filing for bankruptcy.
So when you put that on the board, I thought it was Spirit Halloween.
Well, I believe
and
it.
I said, well, yeah. I mean,
When you said that, I was like, damn, okay.
No, but I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean,
what happened with them being acquired by Frontier or vice versa
the Frontier deal
They're
fell
supposed to.
through.
Did
They had
the
a-
judge overturn it?
for monopoly
I
or
think
something?
The FDA did. Not
The
the
Food
F-
and Drug
not
Administration?
The FDA, not the FDA, but
I know their flights were gross,
can't-
but not
you
that
can't
bad.
ingest this.
It's basically the aviation version of
FAA?
FDA. Yeah, for FAA. The FAA, they turned that
It's
down.
probably the FTC anyway.
Or maybe they also were going to be acquired by JetBlue. There was a JetBlue merger that was supposed to happen. That fell through because they said that they were monopolizing. But Spirit says that they did some preliminary.
Everyone wanted to fly Spirit.
let me tell you something. A couple of years ago,
Leave some passengers for the rest of us.
Like Frontier and Spirit combining, who was against that? Like put two half airlines together to
I
make
remember-
one real ass normal airline. You know what I mean?
I remember when it looked like the merger was happening and they were like doing a lot of marketing together.
Well, I thought some judge overturned the merger.
They did. What were you gonna say?
oh no, I was just gonna say a couple years ago, I bought a ticket. I usually go through American or Alaskan Airlines, but I was trying to save a couple bucks to fly in for my friend's wedding, and I flew Spirit, and we got on the plane, and we were getting ready to take off, and the engine goes, or the pilot goes, "Hey, the engine's on fire. Don't worry. We're gonna take care of it right now. We'll be out of here in the next 20 minutes."
20 minutes? Take your time.
Over the intercom.
Get a new engine.
And then I'm sitting there like, is that what that smoke smell is?
We got a bucket coming.
And I had upgraded myself to first class because, you know,
Everyone
if I'm going to ride
drinks
like
right now, pass them forward.
bad airline, let me get first class, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, can I get a new ticket for a different plane? I really don't feel comfortable with like the whole fire engine thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we can get you a new ticket. It'll leave tomorrow, but we can't give you any place to stay. And also, you won't be able to sit first class. Even though you paid to upgrade to first class, you have to sit in the back of the plane. Which I was like, okay, I don't want to die.
No, Frontier and Spirit, like whenever there's an inconvenience, they do not do a good job of conveniencing you at all. No. I remember, because I fly to see my daughter. I try to go out there every month when it's possible. So expensive. But so I was flying from Chicago to Phoenix, and there was a connector flight in Dallas. I had done that flight probably 10 or 15 times, going back and forth. So I know that when you land in Dallas, you literally have to run to the next flight. I've done it enough times to see okay, I got 15 minutes to get to the gate before it takes off, whatever. So I'm standing in there waiting, and it was so crowded, and I had my headphones on, so I really didn't hear anything anyone said, and I boarded the plane like usual, dropped down in Dallas, and as soon as we got to Dallas, I'm seeing a couple people, they're not running, and I'm like, interesting. So I get to the gate, and I see people arguing with the one of the gate people, and they're like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm like, well, what's going on? And they're like, well, your flight got canceled from Dallas to Phoenix. And I'm like, huh? And they're like, yeah, wherever you came from, they were supposed to tell you that your connector flight wasn't gonna, like, you weren't gonna make your connector flight. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? They go, welcome to Dallas. Like, what? And so I ended up like spending the night in the airport because it was the last thing going. It was the last thing going out. And then in the first thing in the morning, I had just happened to pass up a young lady who worked for American Airlines. And I told her what happened. She was like, oh my God, that's crazy. She was like, well, here, come with me, follow me, let me see what I can get you. And she got me a really great deal on a one-way from Dallas to Phoenix. It was like $60 or something like that. And wow. I flew out first thing in the morning, but I was like, what? And it was people cussing and everything. I mean, I didn't resort to doing any of that. I was just kind of like, well, I'll just find out.
It's not going to get you a plane.
It's not going to get me a plane. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just figure it out. And they were not giving anyone any, like, hey, you can hop on that one for free. Nothing. My last Frontier flight, they canceled the flight, and they gave you a voucher for the same amount that you paid. But the problem is
nothing extra.
No. And the problem is, if I paid for a ticket 4 or 5 weeks ago, it's not going to be the same price.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to come out of pocket, and I booked the wrong flight. Ended up doing a 12-hour layover in Denver to get back. Missed work. Got suspended. It was bad.
Oh my gosh.
It was nuts. So I don't know. The hell with all of them.
Rest in piss.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't think they're going away. I think they're doing some preliminary things so that they can be acquired and like file for hardship or something like that. But
did something big happen that made them file for bankruptcy?
The fact that they just couldn't sell or
I think
couldn't
they
merge.
have just horrible consumer perception too.
Yeah.
Like I think the reputation's so bad that like.
Well, people not wanting to experience an earthquake while flying. Yeah, I get it.
I've never even flown Spirit and Frontier because I know as a fat person that's not a good idea anyway. But I know that I've heard enough people who have flown it and have said bad things about it. I'm like, I don't even want to like
it's
the
not
stress
great.
of that. Like I'm not a fan of flying anyway. Like it stresses me out getting to the airport, having to make sure I get through security. Like just I don't like takeoff and landing. Like I don't want to add any more stress to it by being on a shitty airline that's gonna fuck everything up.
Right. You're not fat, by the way. You're big boned.
Well, thank you.
There's a difference.
I also used to be 70 pounds heavier. So at that
Sure.
point, it would have been a real struggle
Still
to get
big
in some of
boned.
those places.
Here's another player comp for you, guy that you look like, John Krasinski.
No.
Not even.
No, guy.
You're giving John.
You've
Krasinski.
given me John Krasinski
With a beard.
Sexiest man alive right now.
Yeah.
And not Adrian Brody.
You're
Adam
just
Brody.
You're just
Adam
an
Brody.
unsexy
Yeah.
John Krasinski.
I can see the Adam Brody though.
You're just
kind of.
unsexy, all the white guys.
Yeah. I'm just the ugliest version of these sexy men.
You're
No,
like
yeah.
a frothy version of John Krasinski.
No, the actor that I get is that actor from is it Snowpiercer? Not Snowpiercer.
No. Snowfall.
Snowfall.
Freddy from Snowfall.
That's
that
the
one
actor
is-
that I get
Yeah.
the most.
And
When
I
I
don't even
was
see that.
when I was fat, I used to get the fat guy Nick Frost. I used to get Nick Frost when I was fat.
Didn't you also get like?
Pull them up.
This is the guy I get now, just in case Ariel doesn't know.
You know
This guy is who I
No.
get now.
I don't see it,
Freddy Snowfall.
but I kind of see it. It's because the beard.
And the eyes, we have similar eyes.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. You kind of look like
Nick-
an ugly, fat, short, stupid version of him.
of which one? The guy from Snowfall?
All of them.
Great.
I don't. His eyes are droopy and sad. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. You look like a perky-eyed version of Snowfall.
Like a happier version of that guy?
But anyway, John Krasinski was named the sexiest man alive. Do you guys believe it? Like, is he really the sexiest man alive?
No.
I mean, they don't invite us there when they vote.
When?
I mean, so did
True.
one of the sexiest men alive, top 10, Selena Gomez's boyfriend, Benny.
Yeah. What is up with that? Are
Yeah.
like ugly guys in style now?
Ugly. Whoa.
No.
First of all, nerdy. Okay, definitely always in style.
Benny Blanco's ugly.
This is who I used to get when I was fat.
Yeah, I
Frost.
see that.
Let me see that one.
I didn't disagree with it either at the time, but I was like, damn, that sucks. That guy's like 300 pounds. So I wasn't happy about it, but I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Benny.
So I
very
lost the
talented
weight.
man.
So then I lost 82 pounds and then I started getting the other guy. Then I put on 20 pounds and now I guess I don't look like the other guy either. So now I'm somewhere in between.
I think you look like
Just look like a fat, sad version of Joe.
A skinnier
Skinnier.
than used to be.
Yeah.
Slightly fatter than a couple years ago.
I feel like if you grew out the beard, you could give like Joe from You. I feel like a little bit.
Oh no. A
I feel
serial
like
killer?
if you grew it out, yeah, I feel like.
Do I give you those vibes? Serial
No,
killer?
I don't think you give me the
there
vibes. I'm just saying that you
was-
could pull it off.
You look like Dexter.
No, listen.
I like that guy.
I'm
I
gonna
like
show
that
you.
guy. That was a good show.
But Dexter's a great show. But
No. You. He was a great show.
Yeah.
It got a little crazy at the end.
it's great value Dexter.
Oh yeah.
Tell me he
It's
can-
market pantry Dexter.
Can
Yeah,
pull that
that's
off?
yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
that's what I'm saying. He's pulling
especially
it.
if you. Why don't you grow your beard out higher?
It doesn't come in all the way. Like it kind of comes in kind of patchy on the cheeks.
You tell me you
Yeah.
don't kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
okay.
way that you're.
Especially if like I pulled my hair down like that or something.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm giving
like
serial
that?
killer a little
No,
bit.
that's,
You're a father, sir.
that's giving laziness for some reason. I don't know. I don't like that look on you at all. That's so weird. But yeah, no. It just what happens if you even if it's just patchy, because it looks like your hair can be long enough to like cover up the. You know.
I mean, it like kind of just grows. It doesn't like grow all the way in. It kind of swirls a little bit.
You could be like a
So I just
squirrel
like to
straw
go
it
like
in.
this. Draw it. But speaking of John Krasinski, Sexiest Man Alive, I think a lot of it plays into personality too.
yeah.
Because otherwise, they could give it to the same guy probably
Women
for
want
a
a
lot of
gem.
years in a row. You know what I mean?
Women want a gym.
Like, why wouldn't it be like Channing Tatum every year?
I thought it would have been Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, see, that's a good example. Like, he is not a classically attractive person. He has a fucked up nose that looks like it's been broken 15 times, but he's popular. He seems very relatable, affable, friendly, funny. Like, all those things contribute. And I feel like it's the same thing for John Krasinski. Not that he's ugly, but I'm just saying, I think the fact that he's so likable,
Yeah.
just everyone's like, yeah.
The more time goes by, the more I realize that I'm not ugly. I'm just broke. I'm just broke. I'm not an ugly man by any means. I'm just broke because I've been, especially because I've been potting and stuff like that. Like, when you pod consistently and you have something moving, and it's like it's something that's like, even though our views might not be where I want them to be or anything like that, but like you get to go out, you get to talk about it. People stop you, you're like, oh, I saw you pop up on the internet. You're the guy from the internet. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like
You goddamn right I am.
it gives you just a little bit of clout, and with that clout, it's dope. I've been outside with that clout.
I will say,
And
I want to
it's
chase that rush.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
I will say I've been approached. I have like 7,000 followers.
Oh,
being
shit,
a little
really?
bit generous on TikTok, yeah. I was famous like back in 2020 when COVID hit. I made family group chats and I had a hashtag going around about me. It was hashtag shut up Ariel. It was very, very lovely. And I ate it
Has
up.
anyone ever come and talk to you in person about it?
Yeah, when I was at work, they showed up, and I was working at a grocery store putting away egg cartons.
Yeah.
And they came up to me and they're like, "Hey, shut up, Ariel!" They're
but
like,
it's
"I
awesome.
know you," and it
fucking
was
awesome.
so embarrassing because my coworkers didn't know that I did TikTok, so then everyone found out about it. But then I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll keep doing this because people like it."
Yeah.
And then I got shadow banned because that's something that TikTok does. Is when you start building up a following, they don't want a bunch of famous people, so they'll knock you down and put you away for a little bit. And then they'll start showing your videos again later.
To see if you're going to be consistent or not.
And so, and I was shadow banned for like 8 months. Like people weren't getting my videos. My best friends, they were like, "I haven't seen your videos," and they're like they check my page every day. And so it's just how it works.
The algorithm is such a weird place.
Yeah,
It's such a weird place.
What was your highest view count on a video?
I can look it up right now. I have
Like we talking millions?
I'm not sure.
talking
I haven't checked it in
billions?
a hot minute. No, not millions. 491,000 or 491.9K.
Wow, 500,000?
Yeah. And it was funny. My toes were in it. I didn't realize at first. So
Hey,
I was
you got a
recording-
feed finder set up yet?
I was
There's an
recording
audience for that.
I was
Yep.
recording the floor and I didn't realize my dogs were out. And so
You can make so much money. You got to start a feed finder.
I guess so. It was more like ha ha ha, she showed her toes more than I like her toes. And
So-
I have webbed toes.
Well, maybe
It was-
that's got to be a category, right?
Weird.
That's got to be a category.
Niggas like toes.
I guess so. 491.9.
Yeah.
Wow. So that reminds me, in college, I was a journalism major, and I did a story on. I think I've told you this before, Steve. I've told you a story. I did a story on people getting stuck, like their cars getting stuck, because I went to Ball State. We had a huge snowstorm in Muncie. I did like a news report on the amount of snowfall and people getting their cars stuck and whatever else. So anyway, as you generally do, you just ask your friends and family members to be on the news shoot because you don't want to have to go talk to random strangers.
Right.
That's awkward. So my cousin happened to get her car stuck. So I was like, "Hey, can I get a video? Can you be part of my video?" She's like, "Sure." So I shot some footage of her and her car stuck, whatever. So this video that I posted on YouTube just to share to my teacher for the project ends up getting like thousands of views. Like I was up to like 20,000 views or something. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like my school projects have like 6 views and it's like me and my professor and a couple, you know what I mean? Like, why does this have like 10,000 views? I'm like, this is so strange. So on YouTube, you can see exactly where your video has been shared, like every website that someone else shared your link on.
Right. Uh-huh.
So I was looking at the analytics and I saw that it was shared on this website called Stuck World. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It is a website. It's a fetish of guys to watch videos of women, or just in general, of women getting stuck places. That's the fetish of them getting stuck. So my cousin happens in the video, there was like maybe 2 or 3 females in it, an older person, a guy, whatever. Of those people, my cousin was like the most attractive one in that group. So I'm like, oh, they gotta be like, I'm sure they were like, oh, look at her, whatever. So
She got stuck.
So the point of the video, because in the YouTube analytics, it shows what part everybody goes to the most, like replayed, whatever. And then in the comment section on this forum, people were talking about this girl. Oh, this girl at this point, this girl at the 2-minute mark, this girl at the 2-minute mark. And I'm like, what? It was not my cousin. It was this very morbidly obese woman who happened to be wearing like a dress, and they're like, the comments were like, "Oh my god, like look at this fatty stuck," and look at her, and I was like, "Oh my god, like these guys are into stuck women," and then they're also like super attracted to this like really overweight person who got her car stuck. Like it was such a strange world to be in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only video that I've done that's gotten over 2,000 hits was one where we talked about like the Last Supper. That one got a lot of hits. But
Oh yeah,
but
that did have like thousands.
yeah. But we got to do some TikTok stuff so we can come. This is the show that needs to.
I got you. I got you. I'm with the trend.
The show needs to eat.
Yeah. We got to first. Let's get into.
Speaking of feasting, let's talk about the boxing match.
Oh God.
Because someone ate someone up, and I don't want to point fingers.
Did you guys watch it? You like okay?
I did. I couldn't watch it on Netflix. I don't think anyone could. So
I did.
Yours buffered and played?
Yeah, it buffered for like 3 seconds. So I was actually washing a man's head for him while watching the fight, which is like a whole thing in itself. But he has really good connection. And so I was watching it from his TV.
Oh my God.
And it was like blown up on the wall. It was great. And it buffered for like 2 seconds. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom, there, I was with it. It loaded probably around like right before the women's fight started. Mm-hmm. And I got to watch from there, which that fight was worth the money. I don't know if the second one was, but
I heard it was. I was texting you potting while the fight was going on, so you were keeping me updated.
it was so good.
Because
so
I was
good.
on the live stream when you got, because you're doing the ladies podcast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was in the live stream and I'll say, "Oh, they're about to fight.
Yeah.
And my Netflix was working for the undercards. And then once it got to the ladies fight, that's when it started getting like hit or miss and kind of glitching. And then by the time that ladies fight was over with, everybody logged on to watch it. And I could not watch a single second of it. So I had to pull it up on TikTok. So I was watching a TikTok video of somebody live streaming their TV that had it on. So I had to watch it a screen through a screen to see it. I did watch it, but it was like a janky
It would fall behind a little bit, but then I would just forward it and I'd be like, all right, I'm here.
Yeah.
But the ladies fight, like they actually fought. There was like black eyes, like fight. So good. Oh my gosh.
Got her eyebrow cut.
Girl was robbed of the win. I don't want to say robbed because they both deserved the win because it was really good.
Yeah.
But like the other girl definitely should have won. And I feel like that having that good of a fight and then following it up with with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It was Jake, right? Not Logan.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse the two, right? With Jake Paul and him like fighting, it was just so disappointing. But also, like, I felt like it was just bullying. Like at one point, like.
Well, okay. So there was one point when, and I've seen his highlights, and I've seen Tyson fights before. Mm-hmm. He was very reserved, mind you. He's 58 and he doesn't have his legs.
Right.
But also there was a point where he turned it on, and he was getting very aggressive. And then Jake Paul put him on the ropes, and they said that he might have whispered something because you see a nod from Mike and a tap on Jake Paul's back, and then after that he went back to not really fighting as hard.
Well, did you see there was this one part where he got like a couple good hits in on Jake, and then Jake went like that towards the camera, and that everyone's saying that was him signaling to cool off, like back off a little bit.
Like they had a couple signals, and I mean, if that was the case, then I believe it because it's an exhibition. It doesn't go against anyone's record. Jake Paul doesn't. The other fights that he's done, they've all been exhibitions. They have clauses where they can't really hurt each other. Mike Tyson's fight that he had against Roy Jones Jr., I believe, they had a clause where they couldn't hurt each other. And I think for Mike, this was just like a last hurrah. And in his interviews, he was pretty cynical in his interviews, and he was pretty open at the fact that he just wanted to get in the ring and just show that he can be in the ring, and it wasn't like a big deal for him at all. Like he really didn't care. And if you look at like what he posted afterwards, he said, you know, I lost, but I still feel like I won because, you know, I got to go in the ring, I got to do what I love to do, and I got to do it one last time. So, I mean,
well, he said he might fight again, which is like the other thing.
I mean, if he does, I ain't mad at him. It's Mike Tyson.
If he's going to get 20 mil, he's going to fight again.
Right. I mean, the fact that he made it all 8 rounds is intense in itself. Like, good for him. I think it's great. I also think that he definitely played reserve. Because if you notice, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 rounds, I thought he was going to... I knew the match wasn't going to end in, like, the first 2 rounds, like people were claiming, because that's not television.
He won 8 rounds.
Right. It's not television to knock someone out round 1, round 2, right? And from the way the first 3 rounds went, I was like, oh, he's just learning the pattern, because Jake was just throwing. He
I
threw
still
like
thought Mike was
over
gonna win.
200. Right. And Mike was reserving his punches, doing smaller punches, and I thought that those points were going to add up better.
Yeah.
But the small punches that he would go for, it was like an obvious he's going to miss that punch. Why would he throw that punch?
Right.
And so that was kind of like around round 4 or 5 was kind of the dead giveaway that it was like a...
Now, I mean, of course, you guys aren't boxing analysts by any means, but do you feel like this is bad for the sport of boxing?
No. If anything, I feel like it draws
Bad for Netflix.
Bad for Netflix, draws in younger crowds though. I feel like boxing is kind of considered an older kid sport, you know, like it's a lot of people watched it back in the day. Like, I mean, you had the whole John Cena, like the meme where she's like, this household doesn't watch wrestling. Stop calling us. You know that one?
Yeah.
But like it's not talked about very much anymore. And I feel like this drew in a lot of like fans and kids to watch. People watched Jake Paul back in the day.
Right.
For not the right reasons, but
No, I mean that definitely makes sense. I mean, if Netflix is gonna do, the Netflix is also slated to do the Christmas NFL show.
Two games.
And that's a different crate. You can't be buffering with that shit.
Right.
You cannot be buffering with that shit. But really quick, I'm gonna play this for you guys. So Mike Tyson got interviewed by, like, she had to have been like
I saw
a
this
13-year-old girl. But
Maybe. She was like 11, maybe
A
12.
monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something I have not heard before.
that is someone's grandpa.
You really,
No, you cut it off. Keep going.
this way when you're dead. Why do you want somebody? You think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the f- cares about me?
He said, who the fuck cares?
Well, my kids, maybe, or grandkids. Who the
true.
f- cares?
And again, thank you so much for sharing that. Well, and you're
He said, who the fuck cares twice to like an 11-year-old girl. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, she was
true.
like, and
My,
then she was
my
like,
dad said, you can't use that language.
she was like, I never thought about it like that. Like, he just opened her
And
third
suddenly
eye.
she grew up. She's no longer a kid.
I remember reading something back in the day about how when people grow older, they become a pessimist or like I forget the other word for it, right? And I feel like he's lived such a good life that he
He's like, all right, cool, I'm ready to go.
yeah, like he's had such a good life. He's like, take what you want. Like I got my good. I'm good with what I've accomplished. And there's people like that, and that's okay. But like to a 13-year-old who has her whole life ahead of her, like,
She was so optimistic before that. She was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna be Mike Tyson. This is gonna be great. But
Cool. Thank you. Awesome.
death.
thank you for your input.
Wow. Didn't know we really died. Like, it's not, death is not even a concept she thought of.
Knock
No.
on wood.
So I saw my brother earlier in the day before that fight, and my brother told me, and I don't know if it's true, I didn't look it up, but he told me that it's in the contract that Tyson was only going to get paid the full amount if he went all 8 rounds. Like every round he went further, he got a higher percentage of the total money. So I said, seriously? He's like, yeah. So if it ends in round 1, he gets the least amount of money. If it goes all the way to 8, he gets the full 20 million. And I'm like, well, he's going to go 8 rounds for sure then. Like they've definitely made an agreement. Like they're buddies. Like they're totally going to go 8 rounds. So I put money on that. That was the only bet I made, was that it would go 8 rounds.
And it did.
Yeah, and it did. So
How much you win?
I only put $5 on it. I put $5 to win like 19.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I'll win some win.
but I made $15.
Let's skip towards the food. Let's talk about some food that just came out.
The pickle fries. So gross.
Burger King, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do
Not
not
good?
buy them. Listen, I was so hype. I'm a
I'm
pickle
a
girl
slut for a
through.
pickle.
Me too. Like I love pickles, spicy pickles specifically.
Yeah,
all the way.
Just not bread and butter pickles.
It's not even a
Those are the
pickle.
worst.
It's like same.
I love bread and butter pickles.
Oh
What are you
my
talking about?
God.
The sweet ones?
They're so gross.
Yeah, peanut butter, bread and butter. Put it part right on a peanut butter sandwich. Fuck yeah, guy, let's go.
Anyway, the adults are talking. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Welcome to the Panel Network. Awesome, I like it. Fuck yeah, let's go. All right, it's on. Game on.
You guys ever tried to eat a mozzarella stick and then there's just nothing inside?
Yeah.
That's what the pickle fries are like.
It was just all batter.
Except
No.
except when you bite into it, it's like slush comes out.
Oh,
It is
yeah, because
so
the pickle,
gross.
All the grease got caught up in
It doesn't keep its consistency. It doesn't keep the pickle
I'm
consistency.
not even
Like soggy?
convinced it's a pickle inside.
Damn it! Now I want to try it just to see. Like,
Well, not only do they have the pickle fries, but they also have like a pickle fry sandwich.
where it's on it, the Whopper.
It's on the Whopper.
Yeah.
And then they have the Fiesta Whopper, and then they have like a bourbon Whopper.
Yeah.
I tried the Fiesta Whopper. Trash. Absolute trash. The corn chips on a Whopper
Oh,
just
right.
didn't.
The Fritos or something, right?
Yeah, it was not great. It was not great at all. It wasn't. And they had this weird.
Aioli.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of weird sauces at Burger King, the Krabby Patty.
I didn't try it. I don't like. What was it like a pineapple or something? I don't
Oh,
like.
the pineapple.
I thought that was Wendy's that did the Krabby Patty.
Oh, was
Oh,
that
it
not?
was Wendy's.
Yeah.
It was Wendy's.
My bad.
But no. Burger King did the
Wednesday Whopper.
The Wednesday Whopper.
The Adams Family thing,
That was
which I
that was
didn't
the last
have.
one.
That's what it was.
I didn't do that.
I didn't
'cause
try it.
I don't know how I feel about blue food or purple food.
Purple.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was like nothing inside.
Nothing. Well, like there was something. It was like not a
Mushy?
pickle, but
Did it
there
taste
was
like
something
pickles?
inside of it. Yeah, it's like how when you get like a pickle flavored slushy, it's flavored pickle, but it doesn't taste like a pickle.
Oh no.
A pickle slushy?
Yeah, like at like Sonic.
No.
Oh, okay, well,
You can get a pickle slushy at Sonic?
yeah, so good.
Oh wow.
Never had that.
People
learning
mix that,
shit.
or people actually, I forget what they were doing, but they were putting I think pickles or something like that in their pickle slushy, like Dr. Pepper with pickle slushy. They were mixing something really weird, and I was like, that sounds disgusting. I have to try it. But I don't live close to a Sonic. I think the closest Sonic is Crown Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of far from there. So, but the pickle fries wouldn't recommend. It's like $4.99 for like 12 of them inside there. It's like a really small amount.
I do fuck with their cheese sticks though.
Yeah.
Their cheese sticks aren't the best. The best are Arby's cheese sticks.
Yes.
Arby's cheese sticks are elite. And I know there's a thing that black people don't eat Arby's, but
Why?
their fish I don't know. Black people don't believe people really eat Arby's. In fact, I saw a video the other day where a guy was like, he was trying to take a girl to go fuck somewhere in public, and he took it to the Arby's, and he was like, nobody eats Arby's.
Were you the one who told me, or was it Cam? I don't remember. One of you guys said that you go to Arby's and you just eat their fish.
Me.
That is so
They
bizarre.
have the best fish sandwich. Have you ever had Arby's fish sandwich?
No, and I'm not going to.
It's I'm not even. Do you like fish sandwiches?
yeah, when
fried-
they're fresh.
No, their Arby's fish sandwich is better than the fillet of fish. It's better than Culver's fish sandwich.
You eat the fish at McDonald's?
Who doesn't eat a fillet of fish?
Oh my.
I don't eat fish, so.
You get food poisoning?
it's their fish sandwich is better than what you can get at Long John Silver's.
Okay, that's fair.
It's better fish than that.
You see, I moved away a couple years ago.
Where'd you go?
I moved to Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
I lived there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I went there for all 4 years of high school. I lived here before then, and I'd only lived here.
On Big Island?
No, I went to Oahu, like to the tourist island.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was in the military, and we moved out there. And they had they would catch fresh fish, and you could go buy that fish that was just caught like 20 minutes prior and eat it. And then I came here and I had fish for the first time, and it ruined it. Like I was like, that is
Yeah.
disgusting. I can't eat anything. And I feel like such a Karen. Like every time I get fish,
I'm that way about Mexican food.
yeah.
Because I lived in Arizona, it was so close to the border.
Mm-hmm.
So Mexican food here is just like the most trash shit I've ever had in my life.
Greasy. So like,
They put lettuce and tomatoes on that shit, and it's just on the burritos and shit. Like it's just like ugh, it just ugh, yeah.
Like, where's my tahini popsicles?
Even
Like,
the way that the way that even the way that the meat is seasoned is just totally different. So I don't know. But speaking of pickle, Jimmy John's has their pickle sub.
I haven't had it yet.
You had it, Joe?
I bought it.
How did it go?
It wasn't that it tasted bad or anything like that, but it is wildly overpriced. So I thought it was going to be like some sort of genetically modified like monster pickle. Like I thought it was going to be like the size of a sandwich, not like obviously a full size, but like I thought it'd be like a 6-inch sandwich in terms of like girth and everything like that. No, it's literally like it's a pickle this big that they just slice. They gut a little bit out and they layer like a couple pieces of each meat and a couple things of cheese and whatever and lettuce. So the whole thing was this big maybe, and it was like $7 or $8. I think it was $8.50.
That's so disappointing.
I was like, oh, it was a snack. I mean, it was a snack. It was so not worth it. Now I was telling someone, I said, if this was like $3.99, I'd probably get it.
Or if you have the option of putting a hoagie around it.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe having bread around it, I guess. But like if it was $3.99, that'd be fine. But I think it was like $7.99 or something, or maybe $6.99 and came out to $7.50 after tax. But either way, I'm like, this was way overpriced.
I feel like if you fried the pickle, it'd give you more of like
Something.
a burger base.
It was just like
Yeah,
a
be careful with frying those pickles, man.
Sliver of meat inside of this pickle, a normal size pickle.
And the thing is like I'm at the age now where my sodium is a thing. Yeah. So I can't even have a whole lot of pickles because I'll start to like feel it in my hands and shit. Just all the fucking
swelling up.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so fucking old.
That's why you gotta get rid of the pickles and then put cucumbers in the juice. So it's like you're eating pickles. And you still get a little bit of the salt, but it's fresher and delicious.
I fuck with cucumbers. Yeah. I love cucumbers. I make a really good winter salad.
I believe it.
And some feta and some tomatoes. Yep. The Firehouse Subs has a Thanksgiving sub. Would you guys try a Thanksgiving sub with turkey and stuffing and cranberry on it?
Would I try a
want
Thanksgiving
that
meal
sub.
that I didn't have to cook? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Put that sub on.
Yeah, so I was perusing through Costco and I saw that Costco has a entire Thanksgiving kit that you could buy.
Really?
That's sick.
Yeah.
How much do they sell it for?
$40.
Never mind.
How many does it feed? If it feeds like 4 or 5, that's fine, I guess.
Maybe 5 or 6.
Oh.
Yeah, because it comes with green beans. It comes with a tray of green beans. Comes with a tray of mashed taters. It comes with a turkey on a bed of stuffing, and you just throw the whole thing in the oven.
Pumpkin pie?
No, but
Rolls?
it's like this big, and you just throw the whole thing in the oven.
Rolls,
At
mac
once.
and cheese. Oh, you put the whole thing in the oven at once. No rolls though, no mac and cheese.
No,
I don't
Just
think I'd
green
be into
beans.
green
Turkey
beans,
and stuffing?
turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes.
First of all, stuffing, does it have cranberries in the stuffing at least?
Well, no, because you gotta cook the whole thing first. But it's basically just like it's a like as far as like a turkey goes, it's probably like 3/4 of a full size turkey.
That's not bad. That's a good portion because how often does turkey go to waste every year?
And, so it's $4 a pound, and it's 10 pounds because it's $40. So 10 pounds of food.
Wow.
It's not bad.
That's got to feed more than 5 people.
I
That's
mean-
2 pounds a person?
Yeah, I think seconds and shit, leftovers.
I mean, I'm thinking like
I'd have to see it. I don't know. Next time I happen to go into that establishment, I would have to take a look, but I don't know because I need to figure out something because we're not going over to my family's for
I
Thanksgiving.
figured you can grab it now and freeze it.
yeah.
Maybe.
I just feel like that's such like a good like brain rot meal to keep in your freezer. Like even if you don't do it for Thanksgiving, it's like something you could bust out whenever you need it or you have guests over.
They have some good shit like that. They switch it up a lot, but they have some good pre-made meals.
Yeah.
I fuck with their pre-made meals. Yeah.
I love their turkey burgers at Costco. Like I will buy
Like the frozen patties?
Yes. I will buy like 6 packs of those and I'll
Yeah.
eat turkey burgers every day. But if you ask me to eat any meal besides that, following each other, no. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
We're like a turkey burger, I fuck with a turkey burger.
They're good at what they're good at.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about getting one of their pumpkin pies because they're like $6 or something.
And they're
And it's
huge.
monstrous. But the thought of going to that place, during the week of Thanksgiving, I don't know if I can handle that. Because how many days early can you really buy it and still have it be good?
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're not going to need it for just that day. You're going to have leftovers of that.
You got to
shit.
pick a day where it snows and then it's dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesdays nights are a great night. For
Like I'm
Costco
thinking because
shopping.
Thursday is Thanksgiving, Wednesday is going to be a madhouse there.
Yeah,
So
'cause the
maybe
coupon
Thursday
book.
before close,
Yeah.
or I mean Tuesday. I don't know.
Before
ones that got
close
shit.
is brave because they'll close whether you're checked out or not. Right?
Yeah.
They close at like 8:30, I think, during the week or something like that. So pop in around 8.
Or something like
Plus,
that.
you want the free samples. You got to go early.
I
Yeah.
don't. Do sample people stay out that late? I don't know.
No,
5.
they don't. They're like, yeah.
Wow, 5.
Yeah.
Dang, that's probably why I never see them because when I do go there, I usually go there pretty late. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The McRib is back. Are you guys a fan of the McRib?
I've never had it.
I've never had it either. I think I'm gonna
not-
get it this time.
I am
It
not
can't be
a
real,
barbecue
right?
person.
You're not a barbecue person at all?
No. Okay, listen.
Living in Hawaii?
Okay.
What?
I actually, before I moved to Hawaii, I wouldn't eat any sauce. No teriyaki, no cream cheese, no like ketchup. And it's because I had ketchup once when I was in the hospital sick and I threw up after. And I was like, every sauce is going to make me throw up. And so then when I moved to Hawaii, my best friend, who wasn't my best friend at the time, she was just some girl who was like, hey, hang out with me. And I just kept blowing her off until we became besties. She made me a spam musubi, which is like spam wrapped in rice this big. And it had teriyaki and soy sauce inside. And I was like, I can't eat that. Like, I'm literally going to be sick. But she like started crying because I wouldn't eat it. And so I ate it. And then I was like, whoa, I like sauce.
Yeah.
and then from there, I've slowly been experimenting. But I still
And
haven't
Hawaiian
made it
barbecue
back.
is different anyway.
Oh, Korean barbecue is delicious.
Korean barbecue is different, and Hawaiian barbecue is different. They have their different textures and different things that they mix up in different sauces. It's different.
I
But
didn't even know that
regular
was a
barbecue,
thing.
I just can't yet.
Hawaiian barbecue is
I didn't even know that was a thing.
it's
Yeah.
lighter. It's
I
definitely
thought they
lighter
had
and
to
sweeter.
import a lot of their meat, like from the mainland. Like
No.
they don't have cattle out there, do they?
They do. They do.
And they
Yeah.
eat a lot. They eat spam too out there too. A lot of spam.
Speaking of, keep the country in Hawaii.
What does that mean?
They're trying to build a bunch of stuff on sacred land. Like there was the big telescope debate. They built a giant telescope on
Like
top.
indigenous land type of thing?
And they're also wanting to build more buildings and bring more tourists in. And we're like, there's a countryside and there's a city side, but there's only so much land. Like, keep the country in Hawaii.
Like, aren't some of the islands pretty much like, I think you already mentioned it earlier, like, aren't they just like, these are the tourist islands, and then these other ones are supposed to be like kind of hands off? Like, why can't they just do that? Like, okay, this island will just be,
I know Big Island is like very residential.
Yeah. Big Island has a lot of people who like move, who aren't military related, who move to Hawaii to be in Hawaii. They move to the Big Island. And the Big Island has the black sand beach and also has like the macadamia nut factory. So there's touristy aspects, but there's nothing like, it's nothing like compared to Oahu. Oahu has the big like Waikiki, like all the big events, like the nightlife galore. I mean, growing up there, I lived there for 4 years, but I became such a night person because that's when all the life came to the place. Now living here in Portage, it's like everything's closed by like 6 p.m. What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
It's different.
And there's a lot of controversy going on over there, but we want to keep the country and stop moving to the mainland because it takes away from homes from the people who've lived there. You know, some families have like 10, 20 people living in one home because they can't afford to buy more homes because they're so
Yeah.
expensive, but that's where they're from. And people come in and buy all these homes because they're rich and can do it for like vacation home purposes and like what's the Airbnb it out to people who are visiting, and then they don't have actual neighbors. And so it's like a really big problem on the mainland, and a lot of people who live on the mainland and on Oahu who've lived there their whole lives are moving. I'm sorry, the Big Island. I meant the Big Island. People who've lived on the Big Island and Oahu their whole lives are moving here because it's cheaper, because they can't live there anymore. So a lot of people are moving to Oregon, California, Washington, Idaho. And it's
I had,
like a really
I had
big
friends
thing.
in Arizona who were from Hawaii.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a really big thing right now. It's
Yeah.
really sad.
Yeah, it's different. But to switch gears back to the McRib, definitely gonna try it. And I was like, we care about Hawaii, but the McRib is back.
No, yeah, definitely.
I'll try it. If you
I
want to try it
won't
on the
try it.
podcast, I'll try it.
Yeah, let's do it. Next time, we'll as long as it's still around. So McDonald's has a bunch of different barbecue sauces. They have barbecue sauces that they use for like their burgers. They have the McRib barbecue sauce, and then they have the barbecue sauce you get for the nuggets. They're all very different. So, and they're selling the McRib sauce by the gallon, I guess now, or quarter gallon. I don't know.
Oh, I saw that, and it has like
Yeah.
ugly sweater writing on it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
You know what? You know what? If we get a bunch of different barbecue sauces and we blindfold me, I'll try them.
Oh, I have because there's different barbecue sauces that there's different things that I grew up with that I just couldn't remember where I got what from because it was before I was cooking, and like I didn't know I grew up on KC Masterpiece, and that's the barbecue sauce of my childhood. And then when I got older, and I moved to Arizona,
Sweet Baby Ray.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
I knew it.
Everybody ate Sweet Baby Ray's. And now as an adult, I like bitter. I like everything bitter.
Yeah.
So I'm back to the KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. It's like a deeper, darker whiskey sauce. And then my friend's dad introduced me to, what is that? It's a lighter colored barbecue sauce. It's like Kraft makes it or something.
You're asking the wrong girl.
Like a Heinz or something? Like Heinz barbecue sauce?
Pit something.
Oh,
Open pit.
Open pit. Yeah, open pit.
Open pit.
Yep. So it's funny. My mom used to only barbecue with KC Masterpiece or Open Pit, like as far as like lathering it on and then cooking it.
Yeah.
But to dip, we always had Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, it's
So
totally
it's kind of
different.
interesting. Like she would marinate it and grill it with KC Masterpiece or Open Pit. And then once we would have it on our plates, then we would pour Sweet Baby Ray.
And it makes
I don't know
sense.
what the hell that was, but now I like associate that taste
Yeah.
with like, oh, this is grilled food.
Well, my dad, he had his own barbecue business. So we ate a lot of barbecue as a kid. And he only had it for a year, but in that time we had so much barbecue. And when he learned how to do it, he learned how to do it when he learned how to grill very good when I was like 15. So from 15 to maybe 14, from 14 to 17, and on, it was a delicacy whenever he barbecued. He made his homemade potato salad, which was a family recipe that was passed down, and it was just like I loved. It was nothing better than his potato salad, his baked mac and cheese, and especially when he learned how to crock pot the mac and cheese perfect, and then his barbecue, like his rib tips and whatnot.
Did he crock pot it and then bake it?
Well, he used to bake it, and then he learned how to make the same taste in a crock pot.
Oh, with no baking.
Yeah, but it would still be crispy on the top and everything. And
Yeah, because that's why I love that crispy top.
yeah, my dad, he really did his thing with that. And but I associate that taste to KC Masterpiece because he's from East St. Louis, Illinois, which is
Very close to Kansas City, right?
very close. So, well, it's across the state, but still, that area,
Or St. Louis, maybe.
that's what's popular. St. Louis barbecue is St. Louis and barbecue, and I believe Kansas City barbecue are similar but different, but similar. So, but yeah, barbecue is a thing. Oh my god, I love barbecue.
I'm trying to get more into sauces. I feel like I still can't do ketchup. Like that one's gonna be the
Yeah.
last one for me.
love
But like
Put ketchup on everything.
I like mustard cheese, but I don't like mustard.
I love.
Mustard
If you don't mind me
cheese,
asking,
what's
how old
that?
are you?
I'm 24, gonna be 25. in
Okay,
June.
so when I turned 26, I got on this huge mustard kick because I started doing, I think, 20, maybe 28. No, it's about 26, 27. I got on keto, and on keto, you can't have ketchup.
Right.
You can't have barbecue. And I was doing old school keto before they had keto bread and everything. I was just eating, but mustard became my go-to for everything. Mustard and hot sauce. I put it on everything. And now I put mustard on. I love mustard. So it may change for people's taste buds change
7 years.
with time. So yeah.
Well,
every
I mean,
7
like I
years.
said, I'd never liked any sauces, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom! I love sauces. I love teriyaki. I love.
Yeah.
I never had cream cheese until last year for the first time, and so I had, and then now I make a lot of cream cheese recipes because I'm like, this is the best stuff ever. Sour cream too. I just started liking sour cream, and I know I didn't like that flavor back then.
Do you
but
like
now,
ranch?
I do. Okay, I like the yogurt ranch.
Okay.
What's that?
It's like It's just like yogurt ranch. I don't know.
But what does that mean? Like you eat it out of a cup like yogurt?
No, it's just yogurt flavored ranch. I don't know how to describe it.
So you use it as a sauce, as a condiment.
Yes.
And you dip in it.
My fries, yes. Delicious. But regular ranch, I don't like.
I just found out that
Interesting.
the recipe for Hidden Valley Ranch was invented by a black man.
Really?
Yep, and he
Amen.
sold it.
I don't like it anymore.
Watch your fucking mouth. Let's see what
I
else
think
we
Hidden
got.
Valley is my favorite ranch.
I haven't had it in a long time, but I do like it.
I love ranch. My wife and I love
Absolutely
ranch.
love ranch.
Sriracha ranch, Chipotle
You
ranch.
dip your pizza on ranch?
Yes.
Yeah.
I put ketchup on my pizza too.
Yeah. Hidden Valley. Wishbone is garbage.
Yeah.
And
Wishbone
Wishbone in like Ken's Steakhouse Ranch or whatever, the two worst.
The best ranch,
Okay,
the
heard.
best ranch in the world is either
Wingstop.
it's Wingstop,
It's Wingstop.
but I don't know if you guys have ever had. There's a place called Sheffield's right off the freeway down the street.
I've been there. I don't know if I've had the ranch, but
Their ranch is the best one. It's homemade. It's the best ranch I've ever had in my life.
I'll have to try it because
Yeah.
I am trying to try more sauces because I really don't like my food dry. So then I usually turn to salt and like I salt a lot of my foods and season it. And I'm like, I'm trying to be better. And I'm like, I need like some kind of sauce that I like. So I've been teriyaki-ing everything.
Yeah.
Teriyaki's
But
good.
it's a sugar. It's a sugar
Yeah.
and
That's
soy
true.
sauce.
That's true.
So it's like I'm trying to find a good balance. I haven't found the right one yet, but
I know you said you're not really into regular ranch, right?
yeah, no. Like I don't know. It's like it has like a weird aftertaste for me.
Have you tried Wingstop's ranch?
I haven't. I like
Very good. It's like it's more watery. It's not like a squeezable ranch, but it's very, very good. It's got a lot of dill in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, then I like it probably.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, anything that has like pickles and pickle flavored stuff and lime flavored stuff, I will like it automatically.
Have you ever had pickle dip?
No.
Pickle dip's great.
Girl.
I know. Well, I want to try pickle on my pizza too. People say that that's really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
But the only time I got it was at Mod Pizza, but they use bread and butter pickles, and I put it all over my pizza because I thought it was dill pickles, and I was like, I've never been more heartbroken in my entire life.
You ruined your whole pizza. Do you have a tomato bar by you? Oh yeah, because you live in Portage.
well, I live in
There's one
Portage,
in
yeah.
Valpo.
Yeah, in
That's the
Valpo.
closest one. Tomato Bar does, and I get this every year for the start of baseball season. They have because every month they do a different pizza of the month. Which, by the way, their She's a Butte Clark is about to come out. Usually comes out mid-December. It's like their Christmas pizza. It's my favorite one. It's so fucking good. They put Flamin' Hot Doritos or Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I mean, Flamin' Hot Cheetos on top of it with ghost pepper steak and chipotle ranch drizzle.
That does sound good.
It's really, really good. Nacho cheese is the base.
Nice.
But the pickle thing I was going to say is every opening day for baseball, they do a pizza called the Colossus of Clout. It's a reference to Sandlot, the baseball movie. And it has chopped dill pickles all over it. And chopped hot dogs. Chopped hot dogs and chopped dill pickles all over it.
I need this in my life.
Sesame seeds. It's so good.
Oh, A1 sauce.
Not a fan.
I have liked A1 sauce my whole life, but never knew it. My mom would cook my steak in it, and I'd be like, "Why is it so saucy?" And she'd be like, "Oh, that's just the fat." Like she would lie to me. And then I whenever I'd make it myself, I'd be like, "Why doesn't it taste as good?"
My fat sucks.
Yeah. And I actually really like A1 sauce, but only if I don't know if I'm eating it.
We have to trick you into it.
Yeah. I actually really like it. I will say it. I'm a little weird with that one, but I do like the taste of it.
Well, we're at hour 42. You guys got anything before we boogie up on out of here? I know we skipped some topics, but I like to leave some stuff to.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there was anything else we wanted to hit on of the ones we've skipped over.
Oh, I know. How are we feeling about the Sky Jackson baby daddy drama? Have you seen that?
Who?
Yeah. So Sky Jackson is a former Disney actress. She was a child actress, and she was the recipient of, in one of my other pods, I have an award. That award is called Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. So she decided her being a Disney star, she's a star. She's a star.
I've never heard of her.
It wasn't our era of Disney. It was
You ever
like,
seen Jessie? Like, hey, Jessie.
it was huge. It was like, you know how big Even Stevens and Hilary Duff was.
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that big for that era.
Oh, I thought you meant she's a star now. You're saying she was.
She was. She was a
Yeah.
child star.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So she's dating this guy, and he's a nobody guy, just a regular degular dude, and he's albino, and
Yeah.
he's just he likes to flaunt things on the internet. He's like supposed to be in the streets, all this other stuff.
He has 3 other baby mamas.
And he got her pregnant.
And she's like, and so she didn't know, he's also a scammer. So she didn't know that he was a scammer. And she's like in love with this guy, like head over heels. She's been keeping him secret. And then she's pregnant all of a sudden. She starts posting her baby bump and she's like, here's my baby daddy.
Is it a
He's the
scam?
best man. No, I don't think it's a scam, but they broke up right after they went public. Like he like was like, oh, I'm good. you
So
know?
what's the drama? Just the fact that she's pregnant and
Well,
they're
the
not
fact
together?
that he's a scammer, people are like, "Oh, he's just trying to get a kid with someone who's like,
Oh, okay.
who's like rich and like." And she's like, "I'm in love with this man." Like you, like there's like photography, like photos or like I forget what it's called, but like paparazzi photos of them arguing on the street and yelling. Like she's on the phone yelling at him, and it's like there's like a whole bunch of drama going down, and he's like, "Oh, I'm out. Like I'm out. I'm good." And so,
And he just got arrested. Like,
oh yeah,
he just got arrested, and while he was getting arrested, he tried to like evade the police, and he ended up like getting injured in the process. He's just a fucking dweeb, man. He's a
How are you
doof.
going to be albino and a scammer?
You got to pick one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're albino, people are going to be onto you already, and you're going to be sticking out. You can't also be a scammer. If people are in a room and they're looking for something fishy going on, they're going to be like, it's probably the albino dude. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
probably the nigga with blonde eyebrows.
oh, is he? He's a black guy and is albino?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's even like it stands out even more then.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
I just feel like bad for her because like she doesn't go out with any relationship she's in, and the one time she goes out with it, she finds out he's a scammer. Like she didn't know, like until
That's
everyone.
why he's apparently a good scammer. 'cause
Yeah,
she didn't
everyone
know.
deep dived him and found out, and now like she has to deal with like all these baby mamas. He's in jail now. It's like she didn't ask for that, and she had such like a good life, and like now she's like set herself up, and it's just kind of sad. And but like she's a really talented actress, so maybe like they'll make a movie out of it or something. So I don't know. Like watch Who You Meet Online,
Is that you?
kids.
Oh, that's what that is. I'm like, what is vibrating?
Oh yeah, I thought you were playing like music in the background. I heard like.
Yeah, no, it's their phone vibrating on the
Sorry.
table with the mic, and it's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just didn't know. I was like, is something wrong with my equipment?
Am I having a stroke?
Oh my god, that fucking Whopper gives me a stroke.
But I used to have the robot. Like the robot would go off every time someone would call. It'd be like.
Oh, like your text tone or whatever.
I thought it was hilarious.
You know what I was thinking about? And I know we're trying to wrap this up real quick, so I'll be quick. But my phone hasn't purposely made noise in like 15 years. Like my phone's been on silent for like 15 years straight. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it on Do Not Disturb?
No.
Do you just
it
like
vibrates? But I'm saying like
you don't have a ringer?
I don't have a no. I couldn't tell you what sound my phone makes when I get
How do you answer your calls? You just always have your phone in your pocket?
it vibrates and I have a watch, so I get.
Oh,
But like I don't know what sound my phone makes when it rings, when I get a notification, when anything happens. The only time I do is when I'm door dashing, because then I do turn the ringer up so I
Yeah.
can hear the DoorDash. So every once in a while my phone would be like, "Bloop," and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like I don't know what notifications are for what. You know what I mean?
that's crazy.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that, like back in the day. I mean, you're a lot younger than us, but back in the day,
Yeah.
like ringtones, like people be like, "Holy shit, new
Yeah.
ringtones came out!" Or
Yeah, like fourth
you'd
grade.
pay, you'd,
I'm just kidding.
you'd pay like $1.99 for a new ringtone, and like it was all just text tone ringtones. Like it was all just beep, doot, doot, doot,
And then when
doot,
you get a
doot,
new
doot.
phone, you got to pay for it again. I
Right.
bought Kiss Me Through the Phone 3 times.
Listen, I would trade this phone in for a slide phone right now. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like, if those I had the zebra case and everything, I would slide in text just like
for a
that.
sidekick.
Yeah. Oh my
I love
gosh,
the
I
Sidekick.
loved that phone.
Yeah.
Like I would trade this in a heartbeat.
I never had a sidekick because my parents wouldn't pay for text messaging. I didn't get text messaging until I was in high school,
Jeez.
and
Well-
like it existed prior to that, but my parents wouldn't pay for texting.
We're the same age. My parents never paid for a phone for me. I ended up having to get my own phone, pay for my own phone, and then when I moved out, I can just continue with my own phone bill.
Well, I babysat a lot, so like I would just pay for my own phone and my own minutes, so it didn't matter how many minutes I had because I was
Yeah.
like I have just this account sitting. But when I moved to college, my parents went through this messy divorce, and they were both like, "Oh, we're not paying the phone bill," so I had to pay out their phone bill then start my own phone bill line. And I remember being like, "Man, I'm such an adult."
Yeah. Fuck
I
yeah.
was like, "That was my it moment."
My dad had me paying the water bill before I left the house. Like, you're gonna get something in here and doing all the chores.
No, for real. But thank you guys for letting me come on. And
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
And-
joining us.
yeah, thank you. I had a lot of fun. You guys are super fun. And
Are you coming back? Please don't leave us. This was fun.
I don't know. You guys really set me up here. No, I'm
Yeah.
definitely coming back probably.
Cool. So the way this works is that we pod every Thursday, except for next Thursday because holiday. But yeah, we'll send you the text, same time every Thursday. That's how we do it, and then it's gonna come out maybe like 2-3 days later.
All right, sick.
And then
Well,
just share it on all your socials, all that stuff.
yeah, we can make some TikToks too.
Yeah.
We'll arrange
Yeah.
that going.
Throw it on your TikTok. We'll see what
All
happens.
right.
For
I got,
sure.
I got,
Clip it
I
up.
got some connects.
Yeah. I think the highest this has ever gone in views is like 200 views. But like, do you have some clout in that Portage group?
Yeah, I mean, some good clout, some like I mostly call out the sassy men because I'll be like, "Yo, do you talk to your wife with that mouth?"
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I do have some clout with that, and I got some clout from a couple of my socials. But
Cool.
yeah, definitely. Maybe I'll live stream next episode.
That would be so much fun. That'd
Yeah.
be so much fun. I've been I've been behind the camera.
Yeah, you didn't
for
do it behind the scenes for
I
this
didn't
one.
I didn't do this one because I usually just monitor it while so I can interact with people. But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Thank you for guys for tuning in to us. Catch us. Like I said, we won't be here for Thanksgiving. I know it's been a while. We've been like every other week for a minute now, but we're going to get it together. We got a nice, cool cast. And then on our next pod, we'll probably have some more people popping in, visiting in. We'll get Danielle back. We'll have Greg back. Naked Greg will be back, of course. And maybe some new people. Definitely got a cool women's movement going on the Panel Network right now. We have about 5 shows that we're going to be starting before the end of the year as well. So very
Okay.
excited.
I love to hear it.
Yeah, I love the women's movement. But thank you. It was a vibe. It was real. This is the Panel. They call me Swill. We will see you guys soon.